So let's talk about Xenon View's point of view. From our perspective, we're looking at the overall analytics industry across the board as being severely broken. Simply put, all they're tracking for you is events. This happened X number of times in the last 15 seconds. Unfortunately, there's no contextual information there, and therefore it doesn't help provide any sort of insights. So let me give you a specific example. Is that if you look at a sales funnel and you start out with 5,000 people at the very top, the first next step, you lose the first 3,000 people, and then the next step, you lose the next 1,500, the next step after that, the next 200, and then you end up with, down at the bottom of the funnel, is the 5 people that actually purchase something. The event tracking, all it can tell you is that the first step failed with 3,000, and then the next failure, right, was the next 1,500, etc. Unfortunately, it doesn't provide you any sort of insights or contextual information about why it happened, or more importantly, what you should do about it. In other words, all of the analytics tools are set up to identify and therefore to help you eliminate failure, which then says that all you're looking for at the end of the day is essentially what doesn't suck. That's not helpful. That certainly isn't helpful in telling you where you should be spending your money. And by the way, if you're looking for higher conversion rates, you need to be really concerned about how much money you're spending for each conversion that comes through the front door. And therefore, if you're losing 3,000, right, and then 1,500, etc., that's not telling you how to become more intelligent or more specific about where to invest your dollars. So let's get to the next set of issues, and that is diagnosis via dashboard proliferation. The reality of it is that more dashboards and more events are not going to give you any sort of greater insights, and somehow that needle in a haystack is going to jump out at you and tell you that's the problem to go solve. It just doesn't work that way. So what if we were to start profiling success? What does good look like? And I can tell you that none of the analytics tools that are out there today are geared for that type of information. They don't know how to profile what success looks like, and more importantly is I'm not even sure that most of us are even asking that question to start with. So why is it, therefore, that we need to start looking at it through a different lens? And the answer very simply is this. If you were to start providing some of that dashboard data and stick it into an AI tool, it might actually spit out for you a couple of key pieces of information, and maybe even some very insightful things that might be helpful. Unfortunately, and let's be honest with each other, it still is not profiling success. That's what we should be putting into the AI model, to spit out specific instructions about how to double down and go faster on what works.